Why is indie publishing frowned upon? Why is it looked down upon? And how can we address it? Well, the truth is, indie publishing is frowned upon because most people who publish books independently, the work is not that good. It's very simple. Now, what can we do to address that? Right? What can we do to fix it? I'm going to get to that point, but let me tell you a story that will tie into this issue. I was once at a concert, and the three main bands who were playing did like a question and answer thing beforehand for some select guests, and I was fortunate enough to be one of them. It was pretty awesome. But one of the, they were answering various questions of like, hey, what was it like to come up? What was it like to be on stage? All that stuff. But someone said, hey, what's it like when you go to the studio to record? And the first band that answered said, we went in and we had 10 songs. And the producer said, hey, we really need 12. So they said it was really tough because, they're in a time constraint and they wanted to produce good work. And they had to sit there and be like, I got to grind out, 2 more songs and make sure they're good and quality and deserve to be on the record. And that band said, hey, is that what you all encounter addressing the other 2 bands? So the next band answered said, when we went in, we had 22 songs, and they had to pare down to 14 or whatever the number was. So they actually had a little bit of trimming to do, and the first band was surprised, of course. And the second band, yeah. We had a lot of trimming to do and make sure that the ones that went on it were the best that they could be, and to make sure that, we got rid of the fluff. And the third band said, when we went to the studio to record, and they hadn't recorded an album in like 4 or 5 years. So they've been writing songs this whole time. So we had 96 songs. They had to pare down to maybe 20, 16, whatever the number is. They had 96. What they didn't do is they didn't just release all of them, right? Because some of the songs that you write are not for other people, they're for you. And I'm going to go back to the indie author thing here, and I hope you easily see the parallel. Not every chapter you write is for other people. Not every chapter you write is good. Not every chapter needs to be in that finished product. What's going to happen is you're going to finish that first draft, you're going to take a step back, come back and look at it. You need to look at it with a professional business mindset of a producer and say, what's the fluff? What can I take out? I've got 50 chapters, I need to get down to 36. It's better for you to release a work that's 80 to 100,000 words of strong, tight prose and great storycraft than to release a 150,000 word book that's just full of fluff, because that's what is common right now. It better have a tight book, tight chapters, tight story, lower word count, but that's going to have a bigger impact for your audience. Same thing. Band went down from 96 songs to 16 or whatever the record ended up being. You need to do the same thing with your stories. One of the big problems with indie publishing right now is it's so easy to publish that people think just because I publish a book, it's going to be successful. And that's crazy. Most indie books are not very good. Most of them get put down. Most of them never get finished. Most of them never get read. Most of them are not trimmed down. Most of them are not edited strongly. Most of them are not looked at from a producer mindset and how can I make this better. Most people finish their first draft, maybe do a second draft, maybe a third draft, and publish. You need to sit down and have the conviction to say, I'm trying to make this the best it can be. And when it is that, I will send it to beta readers. Then I'll take their suggestions and make it tight, make it good, make it the best. And then I will publish it. You want to stand out? Tighten your book. You want to stand out? Make it great. You want to stand out? Think about, after you finish the whole thing, is it as good as it can be? Think about, is it giving the feeling to my audience that I want to? If you want to make a great book, think about those things. But don't rush it. Don't think just because you wrote all the chapters, they all need to be in there. Some of it is the first draft, and you got to get through that mud to get to the clear water. Some of it is you had to write that to find the correct stuff. All right? If you want to write a good book and be indie, you got to trim. You got to learn that process. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. But you can do it.